from Riverfront Stadium in Cincinnati, we bid you welcome to Reds baseball. The Reds and the Houston Astros to kick off a big 4th of July holiday weekend that will encompass 4 ball games and a very big, crucial series for John McNamara's club as they face Bill Burton's frontrunners in the West for the second time in a week. And tonight, to open it up for Cincinnati, left-hander Charlie Leibrandt, and for the Astros, the Express right-hander Nolan Ryan. We'll be back to take a look at the starting lineups in just a moment. If you're ready now, the starting lineups tonight for the Houston Astros, leading off at shortstop, Rafael Landistoi. Batting second in right field, Terry Poole. Jose Cruz will play left field and bat third. Hitting fourth in center field, Cesar Cedeno. Batting number 5 at first base, Art Howe. Hitting sixth at second base, Joe Morgan. Enos Cabell will bat seventh and play third base. Hitting number 8, the Astros catcher, Alan Ashby. And batting ninth and pitching, right-hander Nolan Ryan. Again for Houston, it's Landistoi at shortstop, Poole in right field, and Cruz in left field. Cedeno in center, Howe at first base, Morgan at second base. With Cabell at third, Ashby catching, and Ryan pitching. For the Reds, Dave Collins will lead off and play left field. Dave Concepcion will be at shortstop and bat second. Ken Griffey will be in right field, batting third. Hitting fourth, first baseman Danny Dreesen. Ray Knight will play third base and bat fifth. Hitting sixth in center field, Cesar Geronimo. Junior Kennedy will be at second base and bat seventh. Hitting eighth and doing the catching, Joe Nolan. And batting ninth and pitching, left-hander Charlie Leibrandt. Well, we certainly want to wish all of you a happy 4th of July and a big 4th of July weekend. We are certainly looking forward to it here at Riverfront Stadium. A gigantic fireworks display after the game presented by the Reds tonight. A great crowd on hand. Joe, we're in the red seats for the third straight game at home, and hopefully the result on the field will be the same as it was when those Reds took the Braves back-to-back when we were up here a week or so ago.
They'll take a 3-game winning streak into tomorrow's doubleheader. No qualms whatsoever. Of course, Marty, the 2 pitchers tonight hooked up down in the Astrodome last Sunday when Charlie Leibrandt, was roughed up a bit by the Astros. He only lasted an inning and 2/3, his shortest outing of the year. And Nolan Ryan, who needed 4 strikeouts to reach 3,000, got just 1 as he worked 4 2/3 innings against the Reds, a game that saw the lead seesaw back and forth, and of course the Astros finally winning it by a score of 12-10. Frank LaCourte getting the win. Mario Soto was the loser, and hopefully we can get those 10 runs tonight, but the Astros can't get 12. And I guess it's possible. You think what the Braves did to them, but the Astros and the Reds always have interesting baseball games. It's always interesting.
Nolan Ryan is 5-5 in terms of a record. He started 16 games, has 2 complete games, and a .289 earned run average. Joe, this fellow needs only 3 strikeouts to become pitcher number 4 in the history of our beloved game to strike out 3,000 in a career.
Marty joins a pretty good threesome, and Walter Johnson with 3,508. You have Gaylord Perry with 3,141 plus the strikeouts here in the 80 season. And Bob Gibson, who has 3,117 and 3,000 whiffs. That's a whole bunch of them. Somebody told me you struck out that many times in Virginia.
Maybe more than that. Might have been more than that. Here's Dave Collins to lead it off, and Ryan delivers, and Davey takes a high fastball. You crazy. You know that.
Not necessarily.
You are crazy.
A little fun once in a while.
We have a whole lot of that. 1-0 the count on Collins, hitting .279. The pitch is inside, ball 2. Now Davey tuned up for this series by getting 4 base hits yesterday, but suffered the indignity of being picked off in the 9th inning after singling and stealing second base in what would have been the tie and run. He fouls back the 2-0 pitch. Collins, Concepcion, and Griffey in the home first inning. Houston left Landistoi at third in the top of the frame. Ryan with a big kick in the pitch, and Collins takes it high and inside, ball 3. Well, Ryan has walked 60 and 109 in the third innings this season, and wow, when Nolan Ryan pitches, you can look for, on many of his outings, a lot of base on balls and certainly a lot of strikeouts. He's a pitch away from walking Collins with a count of 3-1. He pours it to the plate, and Dave swings and he misses, and he had a lot of heat on that pitch. Full count. Collins with 3 hits and 13 times up this season against Houston. Ryan checking in with battery mate Alan Ashby, and the payoff pitch on the way, and that is ball 4 low. Collins is on. Now let's see if Davey will do his thing. He swiped 3 bases in 4 attempts against Houston this season. He has 35 on the year. That's a new career high for him. He stole 32 back in 1976 with the California Angels. So Collins talking with first base coach Ron Plaza after Ryan misses on a 3-2 pitch low to put him aboard. Dave Concepcion hitting .245. 3 hits yesterday in San Francisco. He's homered 3 times. He's driven in 36 runs. Ryan looking for the sign as Collins takes the lead. Here's a pause. Still looking. Collins off and running. Pitch is taken. Ball inside. Throw down to second. Not in time. Stolen base number 36 for Dave Collins, and it wasn't even close. Ashby got rid of it in a hurry, but Davey just outran the throw to second base. Well, the Reds take a turn at threatening after Houston did, but came away with nothing. Concepcion takes it high, ball 2, 2-0. Boy, they really open up left field down the line for Concepcion. I'll tell you, he hits one over third. He can run all day. There's a strike call on the outside. In fact, Cruz playing him almost in the alley in left center. Cedeno shading him toward right, and Poole favoring the line in right field. Landestoy pulled toward the bag at second, so a big gap on the left side of the infield. 2-1 pitch swung on, bouncing ball to shortstop. Up with the ball is Landestoy, and on to first baseman Howe as Collins has to hold at second. 1 away. Here's Ken Griffey. Kenny 1 for 4 with an RBI yesterday, and the series wind up at Candlestick, but he's batting .320, and that is good enough for 4th place in the National League. Gary Templeton now has taken over leadership in batting in our league at .331. Reggie Smith of the Dodgers at .328. Hernandez of the Cardinals at .323, and Griffey at .320 along with Manny Trio of the Phillies. There's a breaking pitch that gets in for a strike. So Ryan having to bow his back in the first inning as Charlie Lebrand did. Collins taking the lead. Here's a pitch, and Griffey takes strike 2. Kenny 12 for 39, 5 runs batted in against Houston this season. On deck, first baseman Danny Dreesen as Ryan resumes work to Ken Griffey. Swing and a miss. He struck him out. Joe, I don't think Kenny saw a fastball on any pitch then, did he?
Every pitch was a breaking ball, and I think you have to realize that Ryan, when he's behind, will throw a lot of breaking balls, and he's got a good one. And, of course, if he gets it over, it's an extremely big pitch, as you saw right there. I think Kenny was, after the 2 breaking balls, was definitely sitting on the fastball, and you saw him way out in front and really could do nothing about it.
So it's up to Danny Dreesen to try and get Collins in from second base. Dreesen takes a fastball for a strike. Danny hitting .288. 8 home runs and 40 runs batted in. Collins walked and stole second, but Concepcion has grounded to short, and Griffey is struck out. Dreesen takes a breaking pitch for strike 2. Ryan threw him a fastball for a strike and then came back with a curveball for strike 2 call. Well, Danny Dreesen now in a guessing situation behind, no balls and 2 strikes. Ryan checks Collins, delivers, and the fastball is inside and high to back the batter away from the plate. 1-2. Warm and humid in Cincinnati tonight. Ryan tugging on his cap as Dreesen waves a bat around at the plate. Long look by Nolan. Now the motion, and now the pitch. That's too low, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Houston, of course, has simply been outstanding at home. They've won 26 and lost 11. On the road, a little bit different. 18 wins and 19 losses, and it was their lack of the ability to win on the road last year a little bit that might well have cost them the Western Division Championship. They played better than Cincinnati did at home, but the Reds played better than they did on the road. Dreesen strikes out swinging, and Ryan gets them back-to-back against Griffey and Dreesen to draw to within one, up 3,000. In the first for Cincinnati, no runs, a hit, no hits, no errors, and one man left on. And after one complete, the Reds nothing and the Astros nothing. Cesar Geronimo's on deck. Ryan with a motion and a 2-2 pitch, and Knight holds up in time on a breaking ball away, ball 3. What do you think Geronimo's thinking over there on deck? He was Bob Gibson's 3,000 strikeout 5-6 years ago.
I can see it to this day, too.
Here's a payoff pitch to Knight. He fouls it off. That's way back up here into the upper deck, off to our right. Dave Collins had a walk in the first inning, stole second, and went to third, or stayed at second, rather, as Concepcion grounded out and Griffey and Dreesen both struck out. Knight chatting with plate umpire Jim Quick before stepping back in and towing the firing line. Ryan apparently wants a new baseball, and he'll get it. Payoff pitch on the way to the plate, and that's ball 4. So Ryan has walked the leadoff batter for the second straight inning. That'll bring up Geronimo. Cesar batting .270. He's homered one time and has driven in 5 runs. Well, let's see if Geronimo's going to be trying to advance Ray Knight into scoring position with a bunt. Right now, Cabell about even with a bag at third. The pitch coming, swung on and fouled off. Cesar, a former Astro. Houston infield a double play depth with Knight leading at first base. Nobody out. The pitch up high. Count evens. 1 ball, 1 strike. Junior Kennedy will follow Geronimo to the plate, and then it'll be catcher Joe Nolan. Reds and the Astros, 0-0 in the home second from Riverfront Stadium. Ryan sights a sign, pours home the 1-1. Geronimo takes a curve on the inside at the letters for strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Ryan, gloved hand on left knee, looks for the sign. He's got it. He kicks and throws. Geronimo strikes out swinging, and there is career strikeout number 3,000 for Nolan Ryan.
Marty, I tell you, you say to Cesar it's embarrassing, but when you think about it, it's just like a home run. You hate to have it happen, but if your name's going to be somewhere, what's wrong with it being there twice? And I doubt if there's anyone else can say that.
No, sir. Yes. That will probably be a first in baseball history.
That's right. Nolan Ryan right now getting a standing ovation from the crowd here at Riverfront, and Nolan tipping his cap to the crowd in acknowledgement of a standing ovation. 3,000 paid. That's a whole bunch of them.
And he is the youngest man among the 4 to ever accomplish the feat. Here's Junior Kennedy at his ball 1. I'm sure Ryan would have liked to have been able to do it last Sunday afternoon in Houston, but was not really around long enough to accomplish it. He had 1 strikeout on that game, but gets number 3,000 tonight, and that is an amazing statistic. Swing and a foul by Kennedy, 1-1. One man out, 1 man on, and a 1-1 count on second baseman Junior Kennedy, batting .287 with a homer and 27 RBIs. Here's a pitch, and that's low, ball 2. Again, Ryan joining some heavyweight company with the likes of Walter Johnson, Gaylord Perry, Bob Gibson. Of course, Gaylord Perry still active. He started the 1980 season with a total of 3,141. But again, Ryan, at 32 years old, the youngest to ever accomplish the feat, and you've got to figure that he's got a whole lot of baseball left in him, and I'm sure he's got to be thinking about one day breaking Johnson's record of 35.08. Joe Morgan came in from second base to talk to the Houston pitcher and now goes back to his position as Ryan starts to work again on Kennedy with a count of 2-1. Knight at first, one man out. Kennedy takes high, ball 3. Coming up next, left-handed batting Joe Nolan doing the catching for the Reds tonight. Runner going. Pitch is taken. Here's a throw down to second, not in time. That'll be ball 4. It's academic because the pitch was high and inside. So Knight, who beat the throw, is now at second base. Kennedy gets the second walk of the inning and the third allowed in the game by Ryan. And the batter will be Joe Nolan. Nolan hitting .318, a home run, 6 RBIs. Went 1 for 3 in his start in Houston last weekend and knocked in a run. One of the Reds trying to make Ryan pay for his inability to throw strikes in the second. Misses high with a breaking pitch to Joe Nolan for a ball. Both clubs threatening in the first couple of innings, but neither team so far has been able to dent the plate. Ryan really working slowly right now. He pitches, and Nolan takes a breaking ball for a strike. Knight at second base, Kennedy at first. Outfield playing Nolan to pull. Ryan brings it to the plate, and it's swung on and missed. Comes with another hook to Joe Nolan to get out ahead of the ball, 2 strikes. J.R. Richard will not be pitching in the series. As we mentioned, he won last night in Atlanta. Reds will be seeing Kenny Forsch and Andujar tomorrow, Joe Niekro on Sunday. Nolan takes it way inside, 2-2. Reds will be pitching Bruce Berenyi, his major league debut in the 5:30 first game tomorrow night. Mike Lacoste back into the rotation will work the second against Andujar. And Frank Pastore after his 11th win on Sunday against Joe Niekro. 2-2 pitch to Joe Nolan. Swung on, bouncing ball slowly by the mound. Run down by Ryan and carries the ball on to the bag for the putout as Knight goes to third and Kennedy moves to second. So with 2 down, Charlie Lebrand has the opportunity to help himself. Charlie, as a hitter, has gone 7 for 36. He's driven in 1 run. He's had more hits than any other Cincinnati pitcher with 7. Frank Pastore has 6. Now Ryan pacing around the mound. He worked fairly quickly last Sunday in the Dome. But I'll tell you, he can be about as slow as any pitcher you'll want to see work in the National League on given nights, and this might be one of them. Lebrand takes a strike at the knees. Cincinnati nothing, Houston nothing. Runners at second and third. 2 out in the Reds' half of inning number 2. Ryan rocks, kicks, and fires. Lebrand fouls it straight back. Out of play, 0-2. Oh, Nolan Ryan trying to pitch himself out of trouble for the second straight inning, as Charlie Lebrand has done. Here's a pitch, low and outside a ball. 1-2 as pitcher faces pitcher in the second inning. Got a good crowd on hand tonight. Ryan goes to the rosin bag. Lebrand levels the bat as Knight and Kennedy take their lead at third and second. The pitch, here it is. And a ground ball up the middle and a base hit into center field. Here's Kennedy coming around following Knight. A 2-run single for Charlie Lebrand, and the Reds lead it 2-0. 2 men on, nobody out. Ray Knight has walked and scored and is lined out hard to left. Reds hit 3 BBs in a row off Ryan in the third. One of them left the park off Greason's bat. The other 2 were caught. Griffey's by Poole, Knight's by Cruz. Ray Knight takes a curve low and away. Knight has hit safely in 8 of his last 9, batting .390 in those 9 games with 9 runs batted in. Cabell even with a bag at third. Now playing behind the runner at first. The pitch. Check swing on a curveball. 2-0. Ryan appeared to disagree with Jim Quick on that particular call. And of course, last Sunday, Nolan was at odds with the plate umpire in that game. And eventually it led to manager Bill Burden's first and only ejection in the 1980 season. Ryan having trouble getting it over the plate in the 5th. He turns now and throws back to second and threw it into center field. Both runners will advance as Nolan Ryan threw it away, trying to pick off Ken Griffey at second. He goes to third, and Greason moves to second base on the throwing error. So Ryan even further compounds his problem. After walking 2, he throws the ball away, allowing them both to move into scoring position, and that now forces the Houston infield in. Ray Knight looking to pick up some runs batted in right here. Ryan behind and pitching. Check swing. He went too far. That's a strike. New York Mets have defeated Montreal in Game 1 of the doubleheader 9-5. Mets had 16 hits. You talk about a club playing good baseball. They've won 10 of their last 13. Ed Glenn got the victory in relief. Jeff Reardon had a save. Lee Mazzilli hit his 6th home run of the year. Loser David Palmer 5-2. Grounded foul between the bag and the coaching box at first. Ryan even on Knight at 2-2. In the American League, at the end of 5 in Baltimore, the Orioles 7, the Boston Red Sox 2. Steve Stone trying to win his 12th game of the season, and that one for the Orioles. And you talk about a surprise pitcher in 1980. That is the quietest 11 wins that you're ever going to see anywhere. Seattle and Kansas City, 0-0 after 2.5. Here it's 3-0 Reds. Second and third infield end, 2-2 from Ryan tonight. He struck him out swinging. Dropped the ball, picked up by Ashby, and throws on to Howe to complete the strikeout. That is a 6th strikeout for Ryan. He has walked 7, 1 away. The batter, Cesar Geronimo. Other American League scores, the Tigers and the Blue Jays are tied at a run apiece at the end of 4 innings. Dave Stieb against Dan Petrie. And up at Bloomington, Minnesota, the Twins own a 3-1 advantage over Texas. Buddy Bell is homered for the only Rangers run, his 10th. Bobby Castino has homered with a man on his 6th for Minnesota. Ball 1 is low to Geronimo. Well, Ryan pitched himself into trouble, trying to pitch himself out of it. A high ball 2, 2-0. Geronimo is struck out, drawn a walk, and stolen a base. Hey, these 2 runs would be mighty big ones if the Reds could get them in. Even 1. Ryan checks, delivers, swung on, and a rocket foul back onto the screen to run the count of 2 balls and a strike on Cesar Geronimo. A win would put the Reds 5.5 back with a big 5:30 doubleheader coming up tomorrow and a single game on Sunday. Geronimo line drive, base hit into right center field. Here's Griffey. They're going to hold Greason at third base. And a wise maneuver by third base coach Russ Nixon. Now the ball gets away from Alan Ashby. And Geronimo goes to second. That's going to be an RBI single for Geronimo, making it 4-0. And in all likelihood, an error will be scored against Ashby. It is, to allow Geronimo to second base. Nixon very wisely held Danny Dreesen at third base as the throw came from Terry Poole, but Ashby allows the ball to get away off the third baseline and giving Geronimo the opportunity to move to second. Here's Junior Kennedy now. Kennedy has walked twice, scored a run. Ball right center field. Dreesen will score. Geronimo scores. Kennedy with a 2-run double, 6-0 Cincinnati. Junior Kennedy driving one into the gap in right center, getting 2 bases out of it as 2 more runs score. A 3-run fifth for Cincinnati, and that's going to be it, I believe, for Nolan Ryan. Luis Pujols and Art Howe quickly join Randy Neiman on the mound. Meeting breaks up, and now here's Mr. Knight. Ray has walked and scored, line to left, and struck out, so he's due. First and third, throw to first, not in time. Knight looks at it outside, ball 1. Pitch. Fouled off and out of play. Back at first base and well back into the seats. Neiman even up on Knight, a ball to strike. Griffey leading at third. Dreesen at first. 1 out, a run in. Pitch. Way inside, breaking ball. Pujols saves it, 2-1. Reds got the scoring underway tonight in the second inning after walks to Knight and Kennedy, and a ground out advanced both into scoring position. Charlie Leibrandt single to center. In the third, Dreesen homered. In the fifth, the Reds scored 3 times. RBI single by Geronimo, 2-run double by Kennedy, got Nolan Ryan out. Here's a drive to left field. Going back, Cruz makes the catch, but tagging and scoring from third base is Griffey. Sacrifice fly for Knight, 8-0. One pitch, 1 out. Terry Poole is 0 for 3. Poole making Leibrandt wait. Now the left-handed swinger is in there, and here's a pitch. Swung on and hit into right center field. Geronimo will have to play that on the bounce. Base hit number 4 for the Astros. Now Jose Cruz, who has struck out, grounded to second, and bounced out to Dreesen. One man out, 1 man on. Well, how about a little 4-6-3 double play here, and we'll pack it up and go home. Reds have not turned the double play, but the opportunities, admittedly, have been very, very small. Here's a pitch, swung on, hard ground ball. Concepcion backhands, he goes to Kennedy, throw to first, not in time. Davey had that ball run up his arm as he backhanded a hard one-hopper from Cruz, but recovered in time to get Poole on the force play. So with 2 out, Charlie will have to contend with Mr. Cedeno one more time. That's a double play if Davey had come up with it cleanly. Ball was hit hard. So Cruz now at first with 2 out. Cedeno 1 for 3. That home run in the 7th, and there was not a great deal of doubt about that one when it left the bat. He hit it well. Now you look at Leibrandt's control. He's not walked a batter, struck out 5. He pitches. Cedeno takes it wide, a ball. Reds are going to win the first of this 4-game series with a doubleheader coming up tomorrow night. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1. Reds are not concerned about Cruz. What with a ninth inning 7-run lead. Pitch fouled off the end of the bat. Back into the seats off of first. A ball, 2 strikes. Reds have treated 37,000 and change to some fine baseball, and will further treat them with some fine fireworks shortly after the final out. Cedeno out of the box, taking a swing or two. Back at the plate as he windmills a bat. Leibrandt checks in with Nolan. Checks Cruz, delivers. Struck him out swinging, and this one belongs to the Reds. Houston in the ninth, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left. Fine pitching by Charlie Leibrandt tonight as the Reds bump off Houston 8-1. We'll be back in just a moment. Before recapping the Reds win tonight, a couple of scores from Cincinnati's farm system. Indianapolis drops an 8-2 decision to Evansville tonight. Scotty Brown took the loss, his 6 against 3 wins. And Waterbury picked a 6-2 win up over Lynn, Massachusetts in Eastern League play. Some bad news from Tampa. Bill Bottom tried for the second straight time to warm up for a start with the Tampa Tarpons tonight, but was unable to do so because of that problem right shoulder. The good news was the 8-1 win by the Reds to kick off this 4th of July holiday weekend series against Houston. And the Reds did not take very long at all to get on the board in the second inning against Nolan Ryan, who had control problems. Ray Knight walked, a 1-out walk to Kennedy, and then the big 2-out single to center by Charlie Leibrandt that got both Knight and Kennedy home to give the Reds the early 2-0 lead. Danny Dreesen with 1 out in the third, homer deep into the green seats off the hard-throwing Houston right-hander, his 9th home run of the season, and it was 3-0 Cincinnati. The Reds drove Ryan from the mound in the 5th inning. Griffey led off with a walk. Dreesen got a base on balls, and when Ryan threw back to second in an attempted pickoff play of Griffey, he threw the ball into center field. Kenny going to third and Dreesen moving to second. Ray Knight struck out, but Geronimo singled in a run with a base hit to right center and moved to second on an error by Alan Ashby, who was unable to hang on to the throw from Terry Poole. And then Junior Kennedy had the big blow off Ryan, a double to right center field, driving in 2 more runs and giving Cincinnati a 6-0 advantage. At that point, Bill Burton came out. He lifted Ryan in favor of Randy Neiman, who got the next 2 batters and ended this 5th inning. In the 6th, the Reds zeroed in on Neiman as Collins led off with a single to right center, stole second. After a strikeout of Concepcion, Griffey got his second walk of the night. Dreesen single to left center, making it 7-0. And Ray Knight had a sacrifice fly to left field to get in the 8th and what turned out to be the final run of the night for Cincinnati. It was a memorable night for one reason only for Nolan Ryan. His strikeout of Cesar Geronimo in the 2nd was his 3,000th career strikeout, becoming only the 4th man in Major League history to accomplish that feat, and at 32 years old, becoming the youngest ever to do it. But Ryan, in going only 4 1/3, suffered the defeat, his 6th compared with 5 wins, and simply it was Charlie Leibrandt's night. After giving up a single to Landis-Doy in the 1st and a 2-out triple to Cabell in the 2nd inning, Charlie proceeded then to retire 14 in a row before losing his shutout on a 7th inning 1-out home run by Cesar Cedeno. The only other hit that Houston was to get was a 1-out single in the 9th inning by Terry Poole as Charlie came up with his 5th complete game of the year and his 8th victory against 4 losses. The Reds had 8 runs, 8 hits, no errors, and 8 left. Houston a run on 4 hits with 2 errors, and they stranded 3. So tomorrow night, the Reds and the Astros will have at it in a doubleheader that will get underway here at 5:30. In game number 1, it'll be Bruce Berigni making his Major League debut for Cincinnati against Houston right-hander Kenny Forsch. And in the nightcap, Mike Lacasse will oppose Houston right-hander Joaquin Andujar. Plenty of seats available. We hope you're planning to be on hand, but if not, we'll be on the air with the pregame shows tomorrow on most of these same stations beginning at 5 o'clock Cincinnati time. Again, the final score tonight in a game that took 2 hours and 42 minutes to play before a crowd of 37,047, the largest holiday crowd in the Reds club history. The Reds 8 and the Astros 1.